The movie was Ram Gopal Verma Ki Aag, and it was already 1 hour when I whispered to my wife, "Let's go home." She said, "No way. We have already spent $600 on buying this ticket. So no way we are going home. We are going to watch the full movie." Now, well, this is a perfect example of sunk cost fallacy at work. It's a thinking error. We spend $600 regardless of the fact we stay or leave. I tried to explain this to my wife number of times, but she wouldn't listen. So I gave up in the end and sank back down in my seat and watched the full movie. It was a horror show. So guys, sunk cost fallacy is actually a thinking error which I am going to speak and explain to you how it actually ruins our life and actually takes our money to drain. Few more examples I'll try to give of this sunk cost fallacy. The other day, I was sitting in a marketing meeting of our office and we were discussing this advertisement campaign which was running from last 4 months and had not met one of its goals. I was in favor of scrapping it, stopping it, but a lot of protest coming from all the colleagues saying, "How can we stop now? If we stop now, we will lose all our money. All the money invested or spent on this campaign would go down the drain. We can't stop." So this is again a perfect example of sunk cost fallacy. Few more examples I'll cite. A friend of mine struggled in a troubled relationship for years. His girlfriend cheated him time and again, and she would come back, beg for forgiveness. Now, when I told my friend to come out of it, you know what he said? He said it would be wrong to get out of this or to just throw this relationship because I've invested so much of time, energy, love, and money in it. Now, this is again a perfect example of sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy becomes the most dangerous when we have spent a lot of time, energy, money, and love into something. These investments become a reason to continue, even if we are dealing with a lost cause. The more we invest, the greater the sunk costs are, and the greater the surge to continue becomes. So guys, this sunk cost fallacy is actually a thinking error which we have to observe and not let grow in any corner of our mind. I'll give you another example. Concord is a perfect example of sunk cost fallacy. Both the parties, Britain and France, had long known that this supersonic aircraft business would not work, but they continued to invest huge amounts, enormous amounts of money in it, if only to save their face. Abandoning the project would have been tantamount to admitting defeat. The sunk cost fallacy is therefore referred to as Concorde effect many a time. It leads to disastrous, very, very costly errors of judgment. America's involvement in the Vietnam War, that extended involvement in the Vietnam War, was because of this sunk cost fallacy factor. They are thinking that we have already sacrificed so much, so many lives, so much time, money, energy gone into it. How can we leave now? So, perfect example of sunk cost fallacy, which led to more losses of life, money, energy, time, everything. Observe these kind of patterns, like we have come so far. I have already read so much of this book. It's been 2 years doing this course. How can I drop it now? If patterns like these are working in your mind, believe me or not, sunk cost fallacy is at work in some corner of your mind. You need to think properly analytically and help yourself. Investors in stock market often fall prey to the sunk cost fallacy factor. They base their trading decisions on the acquisition price of a stock. They think like this: I've lost so much money in this stock now, how can I sell it? Now this thinking is completely irrational. It's sunk cost fallacy at work. The acquisition price of any stock does not play any role. What matters is the stock's future performance. Ironically, the more money a share loses, the more investors tend to stick by it. Why? Oh, this is completely irrational. They think, why should we sell now? We've lost so much, maybe, how can we just book the loss? It's completely irrational. It can lead to disastrous loss. Of course, there may be good reasons to continue investing in something, in some project, to finalize it. But beware of doing it for the wrong reasons, such as to justify your non-recoverable investments. Rational thinking requires you to forget all the costs incurred till date. No matter how much you invested, all that matters is your assessment of the future costs and benefits. That's where your focus should be. Thank you.